Ever felt like someone in your life is charming, confident, and magnetic, but something just feels off? You might be dealing with a narcissist. In the next few minutes, we'll decode the subtle signs, hidden tricks, and psychological patterns narcissists use every day, so you can spot them before they manipulate your emotions. Narcissists are experts at disguising their true intentions, using charm, flattery, or manipulation to get what they want. They might seem confident and caring at first, but slowly, their behaviors reveal control, entitlement, and lack of empathy. By understanding these patterns, you can protect yourself, set healthy boundaries, and recognize manipulation before it affects your mental and emotional well-being. Let's uncover the psychology behind narcissistic behavior and learn the key signs to watch for in every interaction. Because awareness is the first step toward emotional freedom, one of the first signs you might be dealing with a narcissist is their constant need for admiration. They crave attention and validation, often seeking compliments in subtle or obvious ways. Social media is a favorite platform for this, as it allows them to display curated versions of themselves, while expecting praise from others. In conversations, narcissists tend to dominate, steering topics back to themselves and rarely showing genuine interest in your experiences. Even minor criticism can trigger defensiveness or anger, revealing how fragile their self-esteem truly is. This constant need for admiration can create an unbalanced relationship dynamic, where one person gives endlessly, while the narcissist takes without consideration. Understanding this trait is key because it lays the groundwork for recognizing further manipulative behaviors. By identifying early signs, you can set boundaries and avoid falling into toxic patterns. Awareness of this trait helps protect your emotional health and prevents subtle forms of control from going unnoticed. Another defining characteristic of narcissists is their lack of empathy. They struggle to understand or genuinely care about the feelings of others. When someone shares personal experiences, a narcissist may dismiss them, change the topic, or twist the story to make it about themselves. Emotional responses are often shallow or calculated, designed to evoke admiration or maintain control rather than demonstrate genuine concern. This absence of empathy can appear in subtle ways, like failing to notice when someone is hurt or ignoring boundaries. In relationships, this makes it easy for them to manipulate emotions without guilt. Recognizing this pattern is crucial when empathy is missing. Emotional connection becomes one-sided, leaving one person consistently giving while the other takes. Understanding and observing this trait allows you to spot narcissistic behavior early, protect your mental health, and avoid getting entangled in manipulative dynamics. It's an essential step in decoding the true nature of those around you. Narcissists often engage in manipulative behavior, and it can be difficult to spot initially. They may use charm, flattery, or subtle guilt to influence others, ensuring that their desires are met. One of the most common manipulative tactics is making you question your memory, perception, or even your sanity. Small distortions of reality create confusion and dependence on the narcissist's version of events. Manipulation can also appear as selective kindness or promises that are never fulfilled, all designed to maintain control. These patterns typically escalate over time, making it hard to set and enforce boundaries. Observing repeated behavior is critical, as isolated incidents may not indicate narcissism. Awareness of manipulation tactics enables you to recognize when someone is attempting to control your emotions or decisions. By staying alert, you protect yourself from falling deeper into toxic patterns while maintaining clarity and confidence in your own judgment. A common trait is constant criticism disguised as advice. Narcissists often present critiques under the pretense of helping, but their true goal is to assert dominance or undermine confidence. Compliments are rare, while subtle insults or constructive criticism occur frequently. This pattern fosters dependency, as the target begins seeking validation from the narcissist while doubting their own judgment. Over time, self-esteem erodes, and emotional instability increases. Recognizing this dynamic is essential for maintaining self-confidence. Learning to differentiate genuine guidance from manipulative criticism allows you to establish boundaries and reduce the narcissist's power over your emotions. Observing repeated patterns rather than isolated incidents is key to identifying this behavior. Awareness equips you with the tools to navigate interactions strategically, preserving your mental and emotional well-being, and preventing manipulation from taking root in your life. Narcissists frequently display entitlement and unreasonable expectations. They often believe rules do not apply to them and demand special treatment, attention, or immediate compliance. In social, professional, or personal settings, this behavior can create tension and conflict when others fail to meet their unrealistic demands. Their sense of entitlement is consistent, reflecting a deeper personality trait rather than occasional mood. Recognizing this pattern allows you to establish clear boundaries and avoid unnecessary stress. Understanding entitlement as a core trait rather than a reaction to a single event helps you respond strategically rather than emotionally. Maintaining firm boundaries reduces the narcissist's ability to control your environment or dictate behavior. Awareness of entitlement patterns empowers you to interact with confidence and prevent manipulation from dominating your personal or professional relationships. Narcissists often thrive on attention and admiration, sometimes even using dramatic or exaggerated behaviors to capture it. This need for constant recognition makes them highly performative in social situations, always ensuring they are noticed. They may exaggerate accomplishments, tell stories to impress, or subtly belittle others to elevate themselves. This creates an environment where their ego is continuously reinforced, while those around them are left feeling secondary or unimportant. Being aware of this tendency allows you to separate genuine admiration from manipulation. Observing repeated patterns of behavior signals narcissistic traits. Understanding this dynamic helps you avoid being emotionally drawn into their drama or tactics. Awareness of how narcissists manipulate perception through attention allows you to maintain your independence. Focus on authentic interactions and avoid the trap of being used for their self-serving purposes. Another key trait is their superficial charm, which often masks underlying intentions. At first, a narcissist may appear friendly, attentive, and even generous, giving the impression of a trustworthy individual. However, this charm is often a tool to gain access, influence, or control. They use it to build rapport quickly, making others lower their guard. Over time, the charm fades or becomes conditional, revealing manipulative tendencies. Recognizing superficial charm is essential, as initial impressions can be misleading. By observing consistency between words and actions, you can determine whether someone's behavior is genuine or awareness of charm as a manipulative tool allows you to navigate relationships strategically, maintain boundaries, and prevent being deceived by outward appearances. Understanding the difference between authenticity and calculated friendliness empowers you to make informed decisions about whom to trust and how deeply to engage. Narcissists also tend to exploit others' vulnerabilities for personal gain. They carefully observe weaknesses, insecurities, or emotional triggers and use this knowledge to manipulate decisions, behaviors, or perceptions. This exploitation can be subtle, like steering conversations to evoke guilt, or overt, such as taking credit for someone else's achievements. By targeting vulnerabilities, they maintain control while minimizing resistance. Recognizing exploitation patterns allows you to protect sensitive information, limit emotional exposure, and respond rationally rather than emotionally. Awareness of this behavior is key to maintaining independence, making thoughtful decisions, and avoiding being trapped in cycles of manipulation. Observing repeated attempts to exploit vulnerabilities signals narcissistic tendencies. Understanding these patterns empowers you to safeguard your mental and emotional health. While navigating complex interpersonal dynamics, another warning sign is inconsistency in behavior. Narcissists often oscillate between extreme admiration and criticism, charm and coldness, attention and neglect. This unpredictability keeps others on edge, creating dependency and uncertainty. One moment they appear supportive and kind. The next, they might dismiss your feelings or act indifferent. These shifts are rarely accidental, they are strategic, designed to control and destabilize. Recognizing inconsistency allows you to maintain clarity and resist emotional manipulation. Observing recurring patterns rather than isolated events is critical, as narcissists often test reactions to refine control strategies. Awareness of behavioral fluctuations empowers you to approach interactions calmly, respond logically, and avoid getting entangled in emotional turbulence. Understanding the rhythm of inconsistency is a tool for self-protection and emotional resilience. Finally, narcissists often struggle with accountability. They rarely admit mistakes or accept responsibility for their actions. Instead, they deflect blame, rationalize poor behavior, or accuse others to protect themselves. This avoidance reinforces their sense of superiority and entitlement, while minimizing consequences for harmful actions. Recognizing this trait allows you to separate personal accountability from manipulative tactics. Observing repeated patterns of blame shifting is a clear indicator of narcissistic tendencies. Awareness equips you to set boundaries, maintain emotional independence, and avoid being manipulated into taking responsibility for issues that are not yours. Understanding the psychology behind accountability avoidance helps you navigate complex relationships and protect your mental and emotional well-being. By identifying narcissists' tendencies in these 10 areas, you can respond strategically, maintain and safeguard your emotional freedom.